Hello, hello, and welcome back to the E.G.C, the games and comics. And we're back with another recommendation week. So, yep, we made it through another week. I hope everyone was having a great week. But let's get into it. And we got some good few comics. But first, do want to talk about a comic that I don't know if I will be continuing, but I might continue to read it, but I probably won't be using it as a recommendation. That comic right now is Superman Father of Tomorrow, issue 3. It seems like we're losing comics every time because it was like not too long ago, lost Supergirl Survive, and now we're losing, or now I'm not liking Superman Father of Tomorrow, issue 3. So let's find out what's going on. Now, in the beginning of this, I will get to the writer and the artist. It's in the back. So instead of flipping through the back, I just want to just go through it. I'll be doing with this one and another issue because I just want to talk about it first, and we'll talk about the writer and artist after. Well, not much. It's just really just telling you who it is. But it starts out fine. They're on this train that Jor-El, the new Superman of this world, made or helped build and design because all the technology's done. They ride the train for free. These people are actually complaining that they still have to pay for medical bills. I'm like your life got 10 times better. You're riding a train for free. But so they're talking like they're struggling, so which is fine, which is fine. It's not like he just gave everyone $1 trillion and everyone's perfectly fine and everything's cheaper. So that's not the problem. You get these gang members. Now, this inner gang is what they're called here, but I don't know their actual purpose if they really had any. I guess they was really there to cause mayhem. I don't know why they were trying to shoot up random bystanders. That part really didn't make too much sense to me, but I mean, it's good introduction for Jor-El for this issue. So, they're talking about how they want their cut, which I don't know what their cut is, and them trying to survive. Maybe they just got paid to cause mayhem. That's what I'm assuming. But then we have a good talk between Jor-El and Lois Lane, which I thought this part was fine. It was more of Jor-El is trying to figure out like people aren't really accepting of the stuff that he's doing, and he feels like he's treating the symptoms instead of the problems. And Lois is over here stating that, oh, maybe you're doing too much when and people are just rejecting it, which I think that part is fine. They should have picked more into that. I was expecting, not just Lois to talk to him about that, but maybe like whoever are some current members of the Justice League or JSA or whatever they would call themselves in this universe, which I think that would be cool and an interesting like moving on the plot point. Actually, just hey, yeah, much better. Um, I didn't don't think I did much, but much better. uh, so Jor-El starts thinking about it. He starts having thoughts if he's doing what he's doing is right or wrong, which I think that's fine. I think that's a good point for him because he's trying to figure out all this stuff out about himself. But in like later on in this stuff, we have Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is going around and learning all kinds of magic. I don't know well, I mean, I guess this world, because I was about to say in what world they would allow a random person to go around to learn all kinds of magic, especially Lex Luthor, which he's supposed to be like a super genius. Like to him, I would believe like magic would be beneath him, but maybe it's different in this one. I mean, it has to be different. But we see Deadman, Zatanna, Raven, some other characters that he learned all these magics from. Swamp Thing we got over here as well. But I'm like, why are they teaching him? And Dr. Fate just reluctantly agrees with them. Because Lex is like, well, they let me after they first he was like no, but they let me, and Dr. Fate's like, sure, I'll just teach you. And so he starts teaching him all constantly all this stuff. Then we got Jor-El talking to Martha, but I mean that I think the conversation with Jor-El and Martha is also fine because it's still about what he's doing, but maybe just feels like everything's wrong. So I think that part's fine. We get Captain Atom. He comes in. He comes in to steal technology. And in this run, Captain Atom is General Lane, so Lois's father in this this universe. But they keep telling him that he's making Jor-El or Superman is making weapons, which is wrong because they're turning all of his stuff into weapons. And it was like, oh well, I see a weapon when I know one. I was like, that's because you're just evil. You just see something that could be useful, but you turn it to violence for some reason, and they're causing more destruction than just like Jor-El himself because he's doing like the exact opposite. But these people are blaming him for it, and I'm like I don't see that. That part I don't think they did a good job of like painting him to look evil because they're really he's the only good person in this entire run so far. I mean, I think the magic people are dumb. For as smart as they are, they just gonna teach a random person who just wants to learn magic, but he doesn't they don't even really have a drive to teach him besides or Lex doesn't really have a drive to learn all of this besides the fact that he just wants to get revenge on Jor-El because Jor-El's science is way better than Lex. So, and like that thing, I'm like, wouldn't all those magic people besides the evil ones uh teach him? But that part, so I don't get. So I thought that was weird. The part that I don't understand at all, and this is towards the last of it, is the Wildcats. The Wildcat team and Green Lantern and Deathstroke are joining General Lane or Captain Atom in this run to go beat up and defeat Jor-El Superman. Deathstroke, I understand because he's a hired mercenary in most stuff, so that's fine. I mean, but that's just a human being. Well, super soldier, really. Um, but the Wildcat team, I don't understand. Green Lantern, I really don't understand. Doesn't matter which Green Lantern this is. It could be any of the Earth Green Lanterns. It could be Toma Ray. It could be Cougar. It could be Chip. It could be any of them. Any Green Lantern. None of this makes sense because nothing that Superman did warranted, you know, a Green Lantern's attention. Unless this is just a guy who just has a suit that uses green, but I mean, at this point, is that kryptonite? So if that is kryptonite, why didn't you just make Metallo? Actually, now I'm thinking about it, Metallo would just be a better fit than literally every single character that I'm looking at. But that this is Superman Father of Tomorrow. The writing's done by Kenny Porter, art is done by Denny Earl. I am definitely curious if anyone else is reading this Elseworld. What do you guys think of this? How do you feel about it so far? Do you think I'm being too harsh? If I should keep reading it? Well, I will probably keep reading it, but do you guys think this is a good recommendation? Or just let me know down below. Like I said, I will continue reading it, but I don't know if I could truly recommend it because I don't understand why all the super magicians, the super wizards, all the ones, Dr. Fate, Zatanna, Deadman, all these people are teaching Lex magic. Like honestly, like Zatanna, or Zatanna, sorry. Um that really doesn't make sense. You're using backwards magic and your magic is actually all these magic users are really strong and really, really strong. And to teach a person who wants to use it for revenge would be almost the opposite of what everyone wants. But that's Superman Father of Tomorrow issue 3. Like I said, I can't recommend it truly because there's too many things that I don't like. But if you guys are continuing it, definitely let me know. If you think that I should give it another chance for the next issue, let me know. I will probably talk about it next month. But that was that one, and now we are actually on to a one shot that got turned into an issue or an issue series. It's another Elseworld, and this one I actually find not too bad. Now this one is it's a Dark Knight of Steel issue or Elseworld issue, but this is the Heir to the Sea. So obviously we see the Trident, we see the Heir to the Sea. Who could it be other than our man Arthur or Aquaman? So this also the writing and artist is in the back, but like I said, we will get to that in a second because there is a cool page. I don't think it ruins much. Oh, that was, was read my paper. Gotta calm down over here. But in this one, we don't get Aquaman's normal father. It's going to be Martha and Jonathan Kent. So it's going to be the Kents that's going to be raising Arthur. We still have the same mom, so Arthur is still born from under the sea. Who the father is, it's not too sure. I'm guessing they're hinting that it's Black Manta because Black Manta does make an appearance in here. But yeah, I'm not too sure. But Black Manta also wants to have Arthur unalived or taken out because he is a threat to the throne. So for me, I'm assuming that they are not actually in or like together, like the mom and the dad. Like, yeah, I don't think that is actually happening. Or Arthur is Black Manta, or Black Manta is Arthur's dad. I don't think that's the case in this one. Maybe, not too sure, but we do know that he does want to take him out. I think this is a cool Black Manta. I said, oh my gosh, Black Manta pit or page. I think it actually looks really cool. So a lot of the underwater was having all this war, and the people on the land were seeing like blood and like tridents and stuff washed up on swords. So the people in this is Gotham over here. They think, well, they know that there is a war going underwater in the seas. So they're all trying to figure out why, but they don't interject right away. This is where we bring in Arthur. So I think this is good. You have Jonathan and Martha now going to start raising Arthur as as one of their own, as a good kid, and they promise to tell them or to tell him when he gets older to that he is actually a prince, and they hid him away because this was the mother's dying wish and all this, which he does find out later on a little early because they did there was an incident and King Shark shows up. So I thought the whole King Shark entrance, because I think King Shark is pretty cool. Here we go with King Shark. I think this was done good. So, they have good fighting, and then this is where Arthur learns about like his past, or well, his past and soon to be his future problems. So I think this is all in all just a pretty decent issue. So like I said, they're going to be starting this series. It does say it's in stores now, so I will be trying to look out for this issue the next time I go to my comic book store. And the writing's actually done by Tom Taylor and Riccardo Fredezzi, if I'm hopefully pronouncing that right. But we do get Arthur all grown up, so we're going to be starting with him being an adult now, or I mean, it looks like he's in his early 20s, so a young adult. So I think this will be a good starting point for this Elseworld. Definitely worth. Definitely, I would definitely say this is worth to give a look if you're into Aquaman and want to see some Elseworld Aquaman stuff. Like I said, this is a Dark Knight of Steel, Heir to the Sea. You can either get this is the one shot, but like I said, issue number one should be in stores near you. So now with that out the way, we do have to we're going through the comics and the issues I did read that were very good and I did really like. So first up, we actually have Zatanna, the Prime Magnus. So this is gonna be issue number 4. So I think this is a very good issue. The writing is actually done by oh my Jesus, Jamal Campbell. It's actually, see, it's not actually focusing to up there it is. Jamal Campbell and the art for this issue is actually done by Edwin Galman. Now, Jamal Campbell usually does the art for all of them, so I think this is pretty neat to see a new artist. I think the art's still really good. This is a very good lore issue for Zatanna. So this is Zatanna's. We find out in this issue that Zatanna is actually a fourth Prime Magnus. She is the fourth one in this all things of all this magic of power, super mega powerful magic users. I think this is very good. We get to go through the first, the second, and Z- uh Zehut. I'm not really actually how to say this guy's name, but he is the third, and obviously Zatanna's the fourth. So these two are talking, going through all about the past of the other ones, and he is I believe, a sage. So I believe he calls himself a sage. So he definitely likes to know the history of magic and understand it, and he helps explain Zatanna what a prime magnus really is. So it leads up to a very good ending. I think this issue was really good. So it definitely leads up to what's going to be happening in the next issue. I think that's going to be great. So definitely worth checking out if you're into the Santana stuff. So this issue is no different. Still really great. Definitely worth checking out. Santana issue number 4. So next up, we actually have TMNT issue 20. Now, this is a 300 issue special. So congratulations to the TMNT for their mainlines runs to get to this far. Now we actually have 2 stories because it's the 3 issue. So it's an oversized comic. So and you get 2 stories. We get the Veil and the Timeline Cleanse. So the Veil is still by the same writer and artist. So Jin Yu Yang, and the art is done by Freddie E. Williams II. And now in the timeline cleans, we have Kevin Eastman and Tom Waltz for writing, and then we have multiple artists: Chris Allen, Ben Bates, Dan Duncan, Fran Fosco, Jim Lawson, and Eric Tabloid. I'm really not sure how to say that last name. Tabloid, but like I said, we got 2 different stories. Of course, the beginning is the Veil. So we get to see the turtles fighting off some mutants and carrying a box. But we find out the box is a birthday cake for the mom to experience. But all things, because it's TMNT, so all happy things run short real quick. So we have General 8 Thunder and Lady Izami over here. Now, we know who they are. They are essentially people who control the land of the dead, and they're giving her a weapon, giving the turtle's mom a weapon, and this weapon helps send any any person, any spirit from the dead that's trying to escape the land of the dead, and this is going to help send them back. So of course this is a huge burden for her, and this isn't something that she really wants to do, but she knows she has to do to keep the balance between Earth and the land of the dead. So of course, not everyone sees that. Casey's in here. He wants to see his mom. Of course, we have villains like Kari. She still wants this power because they still want to break into the land of the dead and to gain all this kind of, oh, essentially some of the older stuff power and all this magic that comes with it. So of course they have a good fight. Some of the pieces or an eye piece breaks off. Izami or Kari, sorry. A lot of names, a lot of issues. Kyrie tries to persuade Casey into giving her the piece of the eyeball. He denies it. Raph tries to help him see his mom, but it was very short lived. It was heartbreaking for Casey. I felt bad for him. But he's out the picture for right now. Raph is thinking like, oh, I wonder if this is one of the things that's gonna lead up to him or Casey trying to end up killing Raph. Of course, oh, Kyrie is working with Baxter. So Baxter Stockman. So This is getting crazy. Evil scientists, so they break into the land of, or they open up another portal for the land of the dead. And they bring in some of the old foot ninjas, like from some of the earliest times. Very, very good. Very interesting. Love all the battles that's going out. We find out Eight Thunder is having Eight Thunder, the red demon giant. We find out that he's pulling the strings and he's causing stuff. And Shredder, another man who's supposed to be dead, and as if you're reading the Shredder issues, which I did actually do need to mention, I did forget to talk about the last issue of Shredder. I did was supposed to recommend it. I believe it was issue 9 or 10. It was actually good. That is my fault. So if you are reading the Shredder stuff, I'm actually interested if this is going to start interconnecting with each other. So I thought this was really good issue. TMNT, their main run has been doing wonders. This is no different. Now we get the time cleanse. We get to see all these different versions of the turtles and different times that, when it was drawn, written. I believe one's from a show. I think this was a really, really good callback to all the stuff the turtles were doing. This is a great, great wonders to the turtles 300 issue. I think this, like I said, I'll say it again. Congratulations. They've been doing wonders, and I hope they keep it up for many more years later. Like I said, this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 20. Now, with that being said, we do actually have another one. We actually have, yeah, Green Lantern issue 37. So now we are dealing with an internet troll, an actual internet troll in this one. But is it from, as you see, it's called Don't Feed the Trolls. The writing's done by Jeremy Adams, and the art is actually done by Sir Manicio. I'm not really actually sure how to pronounce that his last name, or well, actually it's the only name on here for the art. Is I'm not really sure how to pronounce that one, but of course we see Odyssey, and now we have just an actual online troll who goes around and kills people for engaging with him because it feeds them, and then he goes out there and takes them out. So Kyle is over here defending Odyssey for her. Then Kyle ends up going to go meet Jade. Now, before we get into the Jade, we do get Hal. Uh, which Superboy are you? I actually can't remember. Oh my gosh. No. Yes. No. Anyways, we get Hal. My mind is drawing blanks. I am extremely sorry. My mind. So we get Hal, and we only get a page. Only get really a page because the next page they was like, oh well, I think we know where we're going. So we don't get too much for Hal in this issue. So if you're expecting Hal, this is mainly a Cal stuff. So I am sorry. I was expecting Hal, but I love to see Cal and love to see everything that he's doing. So I do love the Earth part of seeing Green Lantern. I actually think it's really good to see Cal on Earth and Hal in space. I think that's really good. I think they both should get their own separate ongoing comics. That would be amazing to get a Cal run and then a Hal run at the same time. That would be cool. But as we continue, JD and Cal are having a good conversation, but then the troll actually was attacking Odyssey. So he goes back. So Kyle ends up rushing back to go try to help Odyssey. And now we get into another part where General Frank is actually talking to somebody, and they also are knowing that Kyle's going around and snatching up aliens for Oa, but Kyle's only snatching up the ones that escaped Oa. But we find out this General Frank and another person is actually, you know, making aliens and doing all this crazy stuff themselves. And this troll is part of their experiment stuff. So now we're playing into more hands. So I think this is really cool. I'm not telling you who the other person is. You definitely have to read it. This is going to be so good next issue. I can't wait. So we finally meet the troll. They save the day, but what the stuff that happens after the end with Odyssey saving them, I think this was great. Definitely good. don't want to spoil too much. You definitely got to read this one. This is issue 37 for Green Lantern. So next up, we actually have an action comic, issue 1100. So congratulations for DC for making it through 1100 issues of action comics. There's 4 issues to go through in this. First, we have Mark Waid and Skylar Patras and Ryan Sook on art, and Mark Waid is writing. So this is the first issue, leads up to the next issue. It's a good old fight. Superman gets zapped. We think he's dead, or well, this enemy thinks he's dead, but we find out Booster Gold, Superboy, Martian Manhunter, they're all fighting this robot, and they're actually going to the end of time to go save Superman because this is where he got sent to. So they're going through a good pass of all the stuff that Superman does in his future, all the people he starts to meet. So I think this is really good. He meets his cousin. He learns he has a dog. Joins the Justice League. He does. I mean, we all know Superman does a lot. He does everything, and it's very good. But Superboy and Superman, or well, I guess Superman's past and Superboy's future both meet because Superboy is there to save him. So this was Superboy meets Superman. The writing's done by Joshua Williamson, and the art. Oop. The art was actually done by Danielle Sam Sear. You definitely have to read this because I love the conversations that Superboy sees. Love the conversation that Superman does. Super good. But this one, Game Night, this one is done by Sophie Campbell and Dan Mora on art. Now, this one and Sophie Campbell's Game Night and her part that she had in the Summer of Supergirl is better than all issue 1 through issue 15 of her Supergirl run. I only bring this up because this event, the next event, which is I believe the next one is actually done by, give me 2 seconds. It is Dan Slott and Lucas Meyer. Dan Slott and Lucas Meyer does the last one. I can't show you the last page because it spoils a lot. You definitely have to read this. These are 4 good stories. I think they're all really good. I love the Game Night because Connor, I think this is where I'm mixing up stuff. Connor can actually finally has his interaction with Superboy Prime. And it is not as good as Power Girl because he absolutely hates Superboy Prime. So we get Crypto, and he hears a call from Supergirl, and so now Superboy and Superboy and Connor are duking it out. So this is not looking too good for him. Now, so on to the Castle of El Corrado. This part is done by Dan Slott and Lucas Myers. This is leading up to everything that's going to be happening in another thing, which I will get to this part. I really can't talk about much of what's going on because I think this is going to spoil this. And really, well, it's really kind of setting up the next issue. We'll just say, well, let me get to the last issue. I'll talk about my pick of the week, and we'll come right back to this. So now, but it is my pick of the week because this is the last issue I got. Now, this one was great last month. It was phenomenal last month, and this is no different. This is the finale of Manchester Black versus Superboy Prime, issue 40. Great stuff. I love the fourth wall breaking in this. Now, writing's done by Josh Williamson, art's done by Dan Mora. They have been doing great wonders. This has been, like I said, it is amazing. I love the fight that is going to him. I think Manchester Black is a perfect enemy for Superboy Prime. I love the conversation that's all held. First, they're fighting in like this mental world, and then he brings them out into the real world. But Manchester Black, his power is to use literal comet bubbles as his power. Yeah, that is just freaking amazing. So they end up having they duking it out, great conversations. Both freaking Superboy and Manchester Black talks to us, the readers. I think the fight is amazing. Superboy or Prime, he really thinks that we all know that he's really trying to get this redemption in, but he doesn't really know, or he finds out the hard way that redemption is not as easy as he wants it to be. But this is leading up all this stuff, all the fight is good, but this is leading up to the part that I'm about to get to. Superboy ends up talking to us and then Supergirl because Superboy is about to be helping Supergirl in the Kryptonian castle of El Kron, because that's where they're going, and all of this stuff, all these events is going to be taking place in Supergirl's issue 16. So of course we get the ending. So two great stuff. What the two pizzas? So I mean, whichever you read, you're both going to get this ending. If you're reading Superman or reading the action comic, this is what's happening for their ending. Like I said, Connor is not a fan. We don't know if Connor is going to be there, but we know for a fact that Superboy Prime and Supergirl are both going to be going to Colorado. This is going to be in the events of Supergirl 16. Now, like I said, I did read issue 1 through 15. I've been caught up since issue 14. I haven't been a fan of the run, but Sophie Campbell in the Summer of Supergirl and in this action comic, she done really good. So I'm actually a little more hopeful for this next upcoming stuff. So I think this is great. Elkron, there's gonna be a new leader. This guy's taken out. I can't tell you who. I can't tell you everything that's going on, but I really hope that you're going to be checking this out. And hopefully, I mean, my man Superboy Prime is going to be in Supergirl's next issue. Now, Action Comic 1100 is an oversized comic. This is a great comic for issue 40 for Superman. So definitely worth checking out. I mean, Superman's Josh Williamson run has been worth checking out since the first issue. So that is all I actually have for my comics. Now, usually I'll talk, everyone have a good one, but we actually have a, a good important thing. We have a blind bag. We have a great blind bag, and we'll just check it out together. This is for I got it because it was the 300 issue special. You're not gonna really see another 300 issue special. From what I've seen, most of these are going to be regular covers but they're going to be the version covers of some of these covers. I definitely want to know which one we get today. So we're going to carefully open. I'm gonna open this. Oh, you can see me right here. Open this, not un unsafe, and I don't want to cut my comic. So, oh, I mean, all right. So let's see what we get now. Ooh, oh my gosh. Oh, hold on. This is legit. Okay, I can get behind this. This is cool. I like this one. Okay, that one was really good. So, of course, these are version covers, and this is what the back end actually looks like. So the back end, I wonder if this is a glow in the dark. But anyways, we'll all find that out later. But this is what I got from the blind bag, and I think this is amazing. I like this one, so I like that one. That one, I'm definitely bagging that one. So awesome stuff. Like I said, Superman Father Tomorrow wasn't too much of a fan of it. These other comics, I was a fan of it. Hopefully, Father Tomorrow issue 4 is better. But like I said, I want to know everyone's thoughts. If you were reading any of these comics, definitely let me know. If you have any recommendations of comics that you think I should be reading, I will most likely check them out. Put them in the comments down below. But as usual, stay safe, be well, be easy, and have a good one. All right.